I'm TEMPHUiBIS here, and this is going to be a video response here to Dancentrals A to Z of gaming, and I think this is a pretty good, cool idea. Very good thing he's done where he's talking about games that you'll have, and you got to say something about the game, titled in the character in the alphabet basically, and I decided, that I'm going to go along with it, I'd like to say quickly, guys, maybe you should watch Dancentrals videos as well, because he got good videos about retro games and some of the games current generation as well. So check out his videos, guys. And as for this one, I've got a quick message first I want to bring up. I'm still a bit ill at the moment, but I've got a quick message for Dan when I start, Dude, you forgot something. You forgot about numbers, There's still a number. There's still games here that are titled with a number, and you forgot about that. So therefore, I think you need to take your video down and make and this video will be the root #1 video, and then everyone's got to respond to me. You got to respond to me now. I'm kidding, but I am going to start off with a number. So and just like he said in his videos, it took a long time to gather up all the games in the alphabet to do his, and it took the same length. It took a long time with me as well. But I'm going to start off with mine now. I'm going to say what I need to say about it. So let's start off with 10th frame. This is a game for the Commodore 64, and my brother gave me the Commodore 64 a long time ago and gave me all the games really. This one hardly ever worked that much, but I have another bowling game which always worked perfectly and all that, This one never actually worked that much. I think I must have played this one about 3 times, so I really can't say much about this one, but it's a game that I had there, so there's that. And can you see that? Yeah, you can. Alien 3 for the Mega Drive. This is a game that I bought off my friend years ago, and I thought it was just a nice little side scrolling, shoot the aliens and everything and all that. Music's got not too bad, cool songs. And even for the Mega Drive, some of the drawings and graphics were pretty damn good, Well, not especially on the aliens. I thought this is a pretty terrific game. It was criticised for being a shit game, and personally, I don't know why. I mean, I've had fun with it. Wasn't that much of a bad game, and I remember when I was young and actually getting this game off my friend, I was really hyped about it. I really loved it. So I don't know what the fuss is about when it comes to that situation. and for B, this is a game that took me by surprise. All the games I was waiting for on the PS3, this one I never expected to just come in and just take over. That's Burnout Paradise. I thought this game is just absolutely just fantastic. Me and my friend, we were banging out the online on this, boy. So much memories. It seems almost as if they changed the way Burnout was, because I remember the old Burnout games weren't really like this, and I do recall that some hardcore Burnout fans didn't actually like this game. But what I really like about the game is that it's got so much replay value, because it's got so much different effects you can do. Events. Like racing, stunts, and smashing up other cars, doing city damages, jumps, just so much replay value, a lot of things to do in the game. It was really terrific, so always will keep that. And for C, I decided to go with a game that's usually known as one of the best multiplayer games ever, even in the olden days. Combat for the Atari 2600. You know, this is a game that just, you know, just probably like one of the first ever games where it'd be like, what, do you think you can beat me, bruv? You know, one of those games where you could shoot each other in normal tanks. Then there was ones where the tank, you'd shoot and the balls would bounce around everywhere. And then you also got the invisible ones as well. You got to try and kill each other. It was a really, really fun game because you could do so much. I remember being so good at the invisible tanks mode, and then my friend was always good at the ping pong one, the one with the ball bounces around. You know, I always looked at it as, hey, at least we're both good at something, so we could always have fun with that, if you know what I mean. It was really terrific. And next, one of my favourite franchises. Also, one of them is also my favourite game as well. Double Dragon. Oh yeah, and also say Dancentral actually showed, like, not just one game, he showed the franchise as well. So I'm going to do the same. This one's from my cousin. That's Double Dragon 2. Yep. And Double Dragon 3. You know, these games are just terrific. Double Dragon 3 is my favourite Double Dragon. I know a lot of people hate it. You know, a lot of people have a lot of problems with Double Dragon 3. And I understand the problems, but I've played it so much that I can get through the problems now. I love Double Dragon 3 so much that I even have the Famicom version. You know, I think if you've seen my videos, you may know about this already. But yeah, I've always been a... But yeah, man, always been a fan of Double Dragon. You know, 1, 2, and 3. 2 had a bit of controlling that I wasn't really too fond with, but still, Double Dragon 3 will always be one of my best games and all that. Yeah, the moves in there, the music, probably the best music in any game on the NES and everything. That, yeah, most biggest inspiration to me with making my music. Definitely perfect music on that. All right, let's go to E. Unfortunately, my PS1 games hasn't got the cases anymore. But here's games I got for PS1, and this is Excalibur 2555 AD, and this is probably my favourite game on the PS1. I must have probably not clocked any more games any more than this, so it's a bit of a replay value situation there. You know, I must have clocked this game many times. Now, you may have seen a bit of this game already because I uploaded this video called The Weirdest Sound Effect in Any Game. And obviously that was this game. In level 2, you kill a scorpion and it makes a sound of like an elephant being... What the... I don't even know, man. It's just so weird. Give me a second, I forgot to get something here. Okay. Right now I'm just getting a little case thing here just so I can put them back when finished. Alright, let me put it here. Okay. Sorry about that. Now and the thing I like about Excalibur, it was a bit like just normal simplistic, had its stupid little things. The graphics was pretty bad, I can't lie about that, you know. The whole game getting a 3 out of 10. I used to argue against it, you know, because it was my favourite game. Because I still loved the gameplay. The gameplay still had the replay factor, just still had what I liked in the game and enjoyable. The puzzles are hard, you know. But it's still a class game, but oh well. You know, not many people liked it, but oh well. Let me move on with F. Fighter Maker. I chose this one for F. This one also got some music that was inspiring. And this game was also 3 out of 10. You know. Now, I feel sorry for the person who made the music for this. I think it was an artist called Interstellar, Interstellar, something like that. You know, person who made all the tracks for this game. It was like you could work on all the music for this game, yeah, for a game. If the game fails, your music will just be like known as whatever. No one cares about it, and that's a bit of a sad thing, really. Now, why was this game? Why was this game so low? Well, it was because of the gameplay in it. But I thought that creating your fighter was the best create mode I've ever seen in my life, because you could create the moves. You could create the moves. If you have any move in your head, you can do it yourself. This is basically a 3D character program. It's almost like taking 3ds Max with a pre-made character that's rigged up, and you just start moving them and animating them yourself. Okay. Alright. Oh, here we are. Now we're moving on to G. And I've got a lot to show on this one. Grand Theft Auto 3. Got Grand Theft Autos here. You know, I ain't really gonna show 4 and 5 because I feel like these are the ones that I always remember. This is my favourite Grand Theft Auto right here. This one and Grand Theft Auto 1, you know, they're always going to be my legend. This one, more or less, is based on Grand Theft Auto 3 anyway, and I love this game as well, especially the multiplayer in this. Me and my cousins have had some fuckloads of memories, boy. You know, they've bust me up like hell, I bust them up. You know, it was all funny. We've just had loads of goddamn memories. So, when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, 4 and 5 is not too bad, don't get me wrong, but this is always the best one for me. Music in that one was also fantastic as well. Everything was more original in that game, in my opinion. Okay. H. Haunting. On the Mega Drive. So my friend here gave me this game here. He told me to just try it out and all that, and he never asked for it back. So it's probably mine now. And I do like this game. It's a very different concept. You've got to scare people in their family and make them run out of their house. I thought that's really terrific. You can actually do a load of things. You know, there's so many different animations for all the different scares in the house, and I thought that's pretty cool. How you get to, like, you could be in this room right here and make a Jack in the Box come out the TV or something, or some other evil clown look, or, you know, just so many different random things. Make fire burn out of nowhere. I thought that's pretty creative. I think it's really terrific. Definitely a perfect one for that. Okay. The next one I'm going to show is a game from Konami. International Track and Field. You know, I also have Track and Field 2 for the Nintendo. Now, I know that's not an I, but it's the same company, and obviously the people who probably made this were clearly the same ones who made this, you know. So I'd like to just talk it. Since it's a franchise, I'd like to just talk about it all completely. Track and Field's always been, you know, that type of game which, when you was a child, you had all that energy to play all day. Now I'm the age I am now, play this twice and you're fucking tired, you don't want to play no more. But in that sense though, it's still a fun game. So many different events. This one had a Taekwondo event, yeah, which I thought was real legendary, and don't want to miss those days. I've even got my, look at that, I've still got my passwords in here. So I've been playing this, boy. There's a few bits of shooting in here as well. You can actually use the Zapper gun and do one of the shooting events on that. And I've been trying to do what I can when it comes to shooting those guys. Alright, so let's move on to J. Jimmy White's 2 Cue Ball. This was a game, yeah, that I saw what was it called? I saw a demo, like a trailer, and I remembered always, and I mean always, trying to get this game, but it was too early. It wasn't out yet. I was like, dude, when is this goddamn game gonna come out? Because I remember playing Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker 1, and that was a great game. And then this one was coming out, and it was going to be better. You could play snooker, pool, darts, go into the jackpot machines, all that sort of stuff. The darts weren't even too bad in this either. So I just remember it being a really great game. I thought it was a game that I'll play forever and ever. Although I did play it a long time, it probably weren't up. I probably maybe overhyped myself, really. But it still was, still was a legend game. That was, you know, that I can never forget. And now, okay, now we're going on to K. And we have got here Kung Fu Master. On the NES version, it says Kung Fu. It doesn't say Master, but it's clearly the same game. You know, when you play it, it's the same aspect of the game. I actually had Kung Fu Master for the Game Boy as well, but I don't have it no more. And obviously, everyone knows that I'm a martial arts fan. I'm a Kung Fu fan, so this was obviously going to be in my collection. And, you know, I think out of all these three, I prefer the NES. The Commodore version's great as well. The Atari lacked a few things, but yeah, there's still loads of things. Susie, quickly, but there's still loads of things that just makes the game absolutely terrific. So, okay, all right, and here is L, a game for the GameCube. Luigi's Mansion. You know, I always thought it was really nice and different to finally see Luigi in a game all by himself. You know, gets himself a poltergeist and he's shooting ghosts and everything and that. And this game, yeah, had that nice little alone feel. It was like a survival horror, you know, and it's still fun, really. And there was a lot of replay value in this as well. I always used to enjoy this game. I think I've clocked this game out a few times already, and I wouldn't mind playing it again. You know, the one thing that always pisses me the hell off is that Luigi's Mansion 2 didn't come out on a console. It didn't come out on the Wii, it didn't come out on the Wii U, it just come out on the 3DS. I don't know what the hell they're doing there. I don't understand how the hell you bring out a game on a console and then you bring the sequel out on a handheld. Don't get that. Bloody beautiful game. Could be a perfect franchise if they bring it out on console. That's what annoys me. Of course, the legendary Mario and all the others could make the game, yeah, a lot funnier and everything and that. The next game I'm going to show at M is Music on the PlayStation. I also got Music 2000 on the PlayStation here. These are the games that helped me create the things that's brought some subscribers and fans along. You know, Music 3000, MTV Music Generator 2. Pocket Music, yes, that doesn't begin with an M, but it's part of the franchise as well. But okay, fine, I won't say too much about Pocket Music, but I just had to share that as well. But these are just my best games. Notice these are PlayStation 2 games, yeah, but look at the cases they were in. I deliberately went and got my friend's Xbox game and put the PS2 sleeve in that, because I feel that the green there matches the cover. And I took what's it called, a platinum game for the PS2 and swapped it with that for MTV Generator 2. I always do that when it comes to my favourite games. That is when I do stuff like that. Make it just look as if it stands out, as if it's just completely different. You know, it's just like when you see games like Zelda on the N64. Somebody managed to get a gold version, like the cartridge was gold. You know, some things like that I always enjoy. This game is usually criticised for not being a game. It's a music program. All right, but a lot of people here can. I understand people having that opinion and everything like that, yeah. Right. You know, I look at it this way. It's like simulation. When you're playing, let's say, like theme park or theme hospital, you're creating a park, you're creating a hospital, you know, or you use creativity in that, you use imagination in that. What's the difference between having an imagination to make a park and make a good hospital and then to make a good beat? You know, so people may say that shouldn't have counted for M. Well, fuck it, I used it. You know, it's my video. M is for music. Hopefully you guys here will just look past that. And besides, some of you guys like my music, don't you? So there you go. Thank those games, because that's where it all began from. I say, if you want to become a musician and you want to make music along the video game side of things, I say start there. That's where I started. I remember on Music 1, the first days around that, I never even knew what a bass was. You all start from the bottom. Now, this next game, right, you know, a lot of people are probably not going to like how this game looks, right? But I'm going to let you know, right? One of the games that I have is Nightmare Creatures for the PS1, you know, and I bought that game, loved that game so much, I bought it from playing the demo, and unfortunately, I lost the game. And I think I remember where I might have lost it as well. I think it was like I lent it to one of my friends. I lent this certain friend a bunch of my games at one point because he didn't have no games for his PS1 to play, and his father stole all his games and moved out of the country, which is pretty sad, really. So his father has most of my games, and he was never seen him again. So I had to buy some of my games again myself. So I bought Nightmare Creatures on eBay. And this is how it came. This is basically a rental version from Blockbusters. A guy actually rented a game from Blockbusters and then sold it on eBay. What a fucking mug. But hey, it's the full game, it works, and I paid for it. I paid fair and square, so even though this is not an official game, that is still my end. Because I did have the official game at one point in my life. I had the proper disc. It was like a nice, beautiful blue disc and everything like that. Unfortunately, I can't show that now. And gotta say though, yeah, Nightmare Creatures is another fantastic survival horror game. You may know I talked about it in my horror game tag video. You know, it's got its little action in it. You fight all the monsters. I've nearly clocked the game, you know. You know, I had it all these years and I still never actually clocked it because it was quite a hard game. But I go back and play my retro games, you know. Sometimes you're probably a little bit more mature when you're older, so you know what to do, what you probably didn't do when you were young, why you couldn't clock it before, but now why you can clock it now. And I've got near to the end of the game. And like I said, I've been I saw loads more creatures in that game, and it's just a fun game. Very, very fun. It's good. You've got all your moves, you've got little random hidden combos, stuff. When you learn all the combos, it's just really terrific. And having a little trouble with some of the characters, to beat some of the creatures, hard to beat them, but then I just keep going, man. Keep going and just enjoy it as much as I can. So that's so that's another game, yeah. That's a game that maybe they could do sequels for, because it'd be a great. But then again, Nightmare Creatures 2, I think they messed it up. Now we're going to Oddworld Abe's Exodus. You know, everyone knows Abe. You know, if you don't know Abe, bloody hell, man, where was you during the PS1 days? He had the most most different. You know, this game was basically one of the most different aspects of a game ever. You know, that is a game right there that defines original. The graphics was original. It was a different types of drawing, different type of atmosphere. It was a really different type of game. That's why I like that name, Oddworld. It is absolutely terrific because it is Oddworld. It is different. What you see in that game is just complete different. The gameplay obviously was funny. You know, when Abe will speak to the work guys that he's saving. Hello, follow me, okay. And then come to a lot of puzzles where you can't make them follow you yet. You've got to sort of do this, make them wait here, probably switch a lever or something, then make them follow you. All nice, brilliant stuff like that. Then there's hidden parts in the game here which you need to get used to, because obviously if you want to save everyone, you get a better ending when you save all of them. You know, but the game is terrific. The game was hard to do, but wow, it's terrific. I managed to do it. You know, co-op with my friend. It is a co-op as well. You actually both work together. You know, player 1 and player 2. It's a bit odd how it looks like that, really, but because it's just Abe. There's no other one. It's Abe. You're just controlling Abe, but it's still classified as a co-op. So me and my cousin did do it together. So it took us time, but we managed to do it, and I had a lot of memories there. Had a lot of fun. It was still bloody terrific. Okay, and for P, back to PS3. Portal 2. Another fantastic game. You know, story mode in this was absolutely terrific. It's a game where you got to use your brains. It's really cool. It's also got a co-op mode, which is also terrific. And once again, use your brains in that. You know, I feel this is one of those games where if you're playing with someone online, you better make sure you have a mic, because it's going to be hard for you to explain what you need to do to each other, you know, and everything that. And so far, I've played with my friend Dennis, and obviously we used Skype to talk on that. So, but we've had good times on this. Now, do you know what I think is one of the most best? It says something here. It doesn't say it yet. But do you know what I think is one of the most best things about this I've ever seen in my life? It's the fact that I'm playing it on the PS3 and I can co-op with someone who's playing it on the PC. That's because of this brilliant thing here that Valve and Steam, you know, I think Valve is behind Steam. I'm not sure. I'm not too knowledgeable about the PC section of gaming, but I think it's absolutely fantastic that you could have this on PC, I have it on the PS3, and we can still play each other. You know, this is something that we've been all waiting for, with almost all games, really. Visualize. You could have Street Fighter for the Xbox 360. I have it for the PS3 or PS4. And then what? And then we want to play online. It's the same game. What is stopping us from actually getting a signal together and us just playing online? It doesn't seem like it's hard. It doesn't seem like it's that hard to do. I'm pretty sure they could do it, couldn't they? Portal 2 done it, and I think there's another couple of games that Valve made that can do it as well. But I forgot the names of them. But pretty sure if you do some research, you can find out. And for Q-Bert on the Atari, I bought this game a few days ago. You know, I still buy retro games here and there. I still play my Atari. I still fix up my Atari, just put up the I still hook up the Atari to my TV and I still play it. I still hook up the Nintendo, the Mega Drive, and I still play new games. There's still games I want to get for the NES. And this game, I ain't gonna lie, I did just buy this here just so the fact that I do have a Q. This is the only Q I've got. See guys, I do this for you. And that. But this was a game I did play a few times when I was young on the NES and the Game Boy as well. And it was a pretty fun game, pretty hard. You know, it's almost like Pac-Man, but in a sort of a different sort of world. Like, you got to go on all the blocks and touch all the blocks without getting hit by the snakes and all that sort of stuff, or for having something fall on your head. You know, it's a pretty tough game. Gets really tougher later on. But yeah, that's a game, yeah, that it's good to have in my collection now. All right. Now we're moving on to R. I think R has got to be one of the most best franchises ever. So let's get all of this out of the way. I think if you guys know me, you would obviously know what this is by now. Resident Evil. Seriously, what can I say? These are the old school Resident Evils, by the way. Got the two Resident Evils here. Also got two Resident Evils here as well. The one I didn't have is 6 because 6 here was a ridiculous change, and fortunately I was planning to get it when they sort of released some sort of gold edition or something that would have had all of the DLCs in it, but they never did it. You know, so I would have had to have bought Resident Evil 6 and then buy all the DLCs for it. And I thought, nah man, it's not how it works, man. You know, that's when DLC was just taking over. And I feel that Resident Evil 6 here went away from its roots anyway, away from what makes it good. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. Yeah, and so I decided that not to get Resident Evil 6 yet. But anyway, Resident Evil, it's got to be one of the best survival horrors ever. My favourite one is number 2. You know, Leon Kennedy, first one, you know, in the police station. Just everything in that game was just absolutely terrific. I always keep clocking Resident Evil 2 again and again and again. Always, man. One thing that was pretty funny about Resident Evil is that sometimes I could not play a game, one of the games, for years, and then I forget where everything is. So then I will just play it again, and it feels like I'm playing a brand new game because I forgot where everything is. So that's a kind of a good thing. And got quite a bit more to say, but I have a feeling my timer on the phone is kind of running out. So I see a timer there. So I'm gonna have to keep moving on fast. But I got something to say about S. While I was looking at this here, I realised how much games are titled with S. There is so many. If every game that was titled S was banned and cancelled, can you imagine how much games you'd miss right now? So you probably think right now, yeah, gosh, was it hard for you to choose a game there for S? Which one would you choose? Would it be hard? Yeah? It probably would have been hard. Right? Right? Wrong. No. Streets of Rage 2 has got to be, on the on Mega Drive that is, got to be one of the best games ever. Not just for the Mega Drive, probably just ever. It was just the absolute epitome of what makes co-op games fantastic. You and your friend kick ass on the streets. What more could you ask for? I must have played this game. I must have clocked it with my friend Anthony. I clocked it with Stephen Jameson. I clocked it with Peter. I clocked it with Kevin. Clocked it with one of my cousins. Clocked it. I've played it with Rosie. Played it with Charlie. I mean, this is just one of those games that I've played with almost everyone. This game is so class. The music is absolutely fantastic. I bought the official album. Bloody terrific. As everyone knows, the real name of the game is Bare Knuckle. It's not exactly Streets of Rage. Unfortunately, oh well, that's where the game is. It's Bare Knuckle, and they changed it to Streets of Rage. It's all cool and everything, that. But Streets of Rage 3, they actually took out parts of the game with that one. But what gets me is I was watching a video one day, and the layouts of the user bar and everything, yeah, looked like Streets of Rage 2, but it's clearly a level I'm not seeing. So I'm starting to wonder, should I buy Bare Knuckle 2 Japanese? Because I got the universal adapter for the Mega Drive. Should I buy Bare Knuckle 2 and see, is there something from that game I'm missing? Would be cool. Okay, we are now on T. T. You guys should know me by now. How many times have I spoke about this in all my videos? You know? I think you can even see part of the poster behind me. If you don't even know what my T is going to be, just unsubscribe from me. You obviously don't know who I am. The king of Iron Fist. Grab it with your own Tekken. So, Tekken. Obviously, this isn't all my Tekken games, but, you know, I've got everything here. I don't even know why do I keep showing my PSP games for. My PSP's mesh now. Right, man, I'm running out of space over here. Let me start putting it over here. Tekken 6. Got Tekken 6 for both the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It's 2 arcade sticks that I have. This Tekken was just absolutely fantastic. Tekken Tag Tournament. Got here the We Are Tekken edition. You know, brilliant, man, because it's got the soundtracks in it. You know, got behind the scenes, everything and all that. The book that came with it, you know, just beautiful. The art of Tekken. It's just a beautiful. It's got a lovely, beautiful metal case as well. Just always going to be a legend. And we are at UFC. You know. So obviously got UFC 2009, UFC 2010, and UFC 3. I really, really, really can't wait till EA Sports UFC comes out. It's gonna be terrific, boy. Gonna be terrific. This is gonna be a class. Gonna be a class game. The best thing I like about this franchise is the game gets better as it goes along. You know, they're trying to make it as close to a proper MMA match as possible. Like in 2009, a low kick would probably do fuck all because it would just, people think, oh, it's just a low kick, it won't do anything. But then when people see what low kicks do in an actual match, they see how it really stops you in the tracks and it really does damage to you later on. They started adding that aspect into UFC Undisputed 3. So they were really doing stuff like that, and they were doing so much good work with the groundwork, trying to get up, using your back to the cage and all that sort of stuff. All of that stuff was all brilliant and all that. That's what made that game really terrific. Alright. Now Victory Boxing. This is a game I'm still banging out here and there, just having a mess about, smashing people up and everything like that. I remember when I was young, I never knew how to play. I mean, I played, but what I would do is just the same old what an idiot youngster would just do, and just keep punching until you lose all your stamina, and then you lose the match and you don't know why. Obviously now I pick my punches and not use the specials every minute, all that sort of stuff. Fight when you need to fight, and then obviously you win the match then. So, when I used to play back in the old days, man, I used to have so much stupid tactics when I used to play games, boy. So funny. Okay. Now we're at W. Here's another legendary franchise that I love so much. Futuristic racing. Wipeout. Got Wipeout Pure here as well. Fortunately, can't play this no more. PSP's mashed. You know, Wipeout has got to be one of the most amazing games. I remember this was coming with my PlayStation. I didn't even know what this game was. I just knew that a PlayStation was coming and a few games was going to come with it. I was more hyped to play Tekken 2. But this game was coming with it. So I thought when we already have it, might as well play the game, see what it's about. And I fucking enjoyed it. I thought it was really terrific. But then when Wipeout 2097 came out, it was absolutely mega. You know, the fonts and everything, and that is just so nice and futuristic, so brilliant and all that. Yeah, I think you know, I think certain things in that game gave me an image that helped me create the name TEMPHUiBIS. It really did. There was also an image, yeah, from Streets of Rage 2. I did the same thing. Yep, an image from Wipeout and Streets of Rage 2 helped me create the name TEMPHUiBIS. Maybe I should speak about that in a different video later on. But Wipeout is a game here where you can just sort of go. You can go race and feel like you're in a different world. You know, I used to play the game here in the night with the lights off. Makes all these nice, beautiful lightings just go along the street, go along your room and all that. Just all beautiful. All right. And for X, we've got Xevious for the Commodore. Old Legends shooting game. I think it was Ridge Racer 7. The loading screen on that was basically this game. You know, just a normal shooting game. They said that this was made by Atari, but I know, yeah, that Namco covers it now. Well, actually, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Most of all the Atari games are now done by Namco, like Pac-Man and all that. So, yeah. It's just a basic shooting game. Not very much I can say about it. It's also another game that didn't really work too much on the Commodore, but I've got so much shooting games on the Commodore, I didn't need to play that one. So I can't really say too much on that one. But I can sure as hell say a lot, okay, not too much, but about this game here on the Wii, but with Wii. Yoshi's Cookie. I've always been a big Yoshi fan. I always use Yoshi on Super Smash Brothers. You know, this game is a pretty tough puzzle game, and every 10 stages you get a little random animation, which was always kind of funny. And you know, so many things that happens that I thought was pretty, but it's tough. But it's one of the most toughest games, yeah. The way you got to get all of the cookies, different shapes and straight lines. I'm afraid there were times when I was struggling with this game. I was like, oh my days, how the hell do you do this? God, it was a tough game, boy. It was one of those tough games. You had to be fast. It's a game here that I should have. It's a game here that I should have got for the NES as well, just so that I got a big screen when I'm playing it as well. But But I was always a fan of the Yoshi himself character, and I thought I just knew I was going to get a game like that, probably just to you know, just do it. But still a class game overall. And for Z, Zone of the Enders. I first had this game on the PS2, clocked it, love it, love it, love it. This obviously has Zone of the Enders 1 and 2 on it. I haven't had the chance to play 2 yet because I'm playing 1, and although I've clocked 1 again, I want to platinum it. I want to get all of the all of the trophies, and bloody hell. Some of the trophies on 1 is really tough. But yeah, I haven't actually started with Zone of the Enders 2 yet. So hopefully I'm going to start pretty soon. But just enjoying your just enjoying the game at the moment, and enjoying all the other games. So guys, that's all my A to Z and that. And if you guys want to do video response as well, yeah, don't do video response here. Do the video response here to Dancentral, because he's obviously the one who started this, and as I say, I think it's a good. Like I said, I think it's a good topic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that. Now I need to put all of these games back. This is got to put all these games back, but had an enjoyable video. I probably could have been a little bit more lively, but as you can see, I'm coughing a bit, choking up, and still a bit ill. But I thought I had to get a decent video out, because I haven't had a video out for quite a long while. So gonna be thinking of other videos to get out soon and everything, guys. So thanks very much. Yeah, I'll speak to you all later. Love who you are.